that breaking news this morning. Santa Barbara County sent out new mandatory evacuation orders overnight. It's for the Carpinteria area. This is east of the intersection of Casitas Pass and Highway 192. It's north of the 192 and west of the Santa Barbara Ventura County line. Now, these are just the latest evacuations triggered by the Thomas fire that sparked in Ventura County on Tuesday. CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live from Ventura County right now. Joy, what is the latest? We're hearing a home has been lost.
That's what we're hearing, or at least some sort of a structure. We're not really sure what that particular building is, but here's an image of it that we have just seen. We're told this is some sort of a structure there on Gobernador Canyon Road and near Carpinteria. And Amy, you've been talking a lot about the evacuations, and this is the reason why they are happening, why this has happened overnight. Here is some video that from early this morning while you slept. Airdrops have been going on here in this area as firefighters are doing what they can to try and keep the flames out of these communities. Of course, everyone was hoping yesterday that the flames and the fire themselves had moved into the hillside, but Mother Nature wasn't about to let that happen, moving these fires again closer to homes. And that's why they have issued mandatory evacuation orders while folks slept. They started just about 2 o'clock this morning. They were just expanded a few moments ago. And I don't know if, Amy, you have these new areas, but actually the mandatory evacuations are now for Carpinteria and Montecito areas east of Buena Vista Drive. That's all the way over by Summerlin. For everybody north of Highway 192 all the way up to the county line, residents in this area should evacuate right now. Now, the Rincon Point area remains also under mandatory evacuation. The sheriff's office also has a voluntary evacuation warning from the county line south of Highway 192 to the ocean, which includes the city of Carpinteria and some of the areas of Montecito. But I want to bring in now Captain Steve Kaufman with the Ventura County Fire Department. I know you've been here now day 7 as you're working here this Thomas fire. I know you guys are all exhausted. Can you talk to me a little bit about the firefight today and what you guys are going to have to do? Sure.
I just want to back up a little bit. So we talked early on that this fire literally started on the first day of our Santa Ana wind event, which, I mean, it couldn't have started on a worse day. And so last night, because we're still under this Santa Ana wind event, the fire activity increased overnight, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it blew a very, very aggressive streak into Santa Barbara County. And so it's essentially on the ridgetop, on the Camino Cielo ridgetop, and it's holding on the ridgetop with a little bit of backing fire down the sides, and then it's still pushing north towards like Santa Barbara. So if you're sitting on the 101 right now and you look up at the Camino Cielo ridgetop, you're going to be able to see fire that's crested the ridgetop that looks like it's headed down towards Montecito, Carpinteria, Summerlin.
I know you guys got a lot of firefighters working right now, so upwards of 4,000, I believe the number is. Obviously, the big concern is trying to protect life, and then obviously trying to protect those homes that are sort of on the downward side of that hill slope towards the ocean here. How do you guys go about doing that today?
Well, we rotate our crews, so about half of our crews are off duty every day, and then half of them are working every day, and we have them strategically placed so we can actually engage in firefight as it approaches. So like when we're talking about the Santa Barbara piece of the fire, we had 50 fire engines in those neighborhoods in Carpinteria and Summerlin yesterday that were just doing prep work. They were helping residents get their homes prepared should the fire eventually make its way down towards those homes. And so we've been in there for the last 2 days doing that kind of work.
And I know we've had now upwards of, 188,000 people evacuated, or 88,000 people evacuated total during the course of the 7 days. How important is it with these new evacuation areas for folks to go ahead and leave their homes?
Well, first of all, I need to thank those people that evacuated. So literally the first day we evacuated 17,000 people in the matter of about 12 hours. That was when the fire was moving at its fastest. It moved like 14 miles in 5 hours. And then in the first 24-hour period, we evacuated about 50,000 people. That was incredible, and we attribute a lot of our success that first night to those people that got out of there so we could get in to do our job with structure defense and stuff. So as we're continuing in this, please don't get complacent, please pay attention, and please heed our warnings. The time for people to evacuate is not when we're trying to get our fire engines into the neighborhoods. So if we do an evacuation order, please make sure that you get out as soon as you can. When we talk about our Ready, Set, Go program, we've already done the ready. We're past the ready right now. We should be at the set. You should have your car backed into the driveway. You should have your belongings that you want to take with you, pictures, documents, anything that's important to you, have that already loaded in the car. So when you do get the evacuation order, all you got to do is put the key in the ignition and drive away.
Thank you so much, Captain.
Thank
Some
you very
great
much.
advice for folks out here as obviously the situation continues to change. Amy, another change I wanted to pass along that happened this morning at the early morning briefing is the number of acres burned. They are now up to 173,000 acres burned. Just to give you some perspective, that's about 260 square miles. It is larger than the city of Chicago. I'll send it back to you.
Wow, so much land there, Joy. Thank you so much. And such